Hi everyone, it's Narelle here from Cricut Explore Maker and More Facebook group. Today we're going to get to know the new Cricut Hat Press that's being released on the 13th of March. Now here's what you're going to find in the box. You're going to get the hat press itself along with the safety base, the hat press hat form and a roll of strong heat resistant tape. Now this tape has a much stronger adhesive than the regular blue heat resistant tape, and you can purchase extra rolls of the purple heat resistant tape at Cricut.com. Now inside the envelope you're going to find an iron-on design that you can use for a practice project. You'll also find the quick start guide and the user guide. The Cricut hat blanks are sold separately and you can purchase those from Cricut.com. So let's go over the basics of the Cricut Hat Press. Like the Cricut Heat Press mini machine, you'll see that there are 3 heat levels on the front of the device. You can use the temperature button to move between low, medium and high heat levels. But the great thing about the Cricut Hat Press is that it's Bluetooth enabled and it works with the new Cricut Heat App that's available for iOS devices and Android devices from March 13 in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. You'll need to use the Cricut Heat App to activate the hat press, but once you've done that you can use the hat press manually if you want to. You don't have to use the app, but it really does make it easier because it sends the correct settings to the hat press instead of you guessing the time and temperature. So let's take a look at the app. So the first time you open up the app, you're going to see this Bluetooth message saying that you need to give the app access to your Bluetooth. So now I'm going to click on OK, I understand. And then I say, yes, I want to allow it. So I'll click on OK. So now I'm ready to set up the hat press. So I'm going to tap the setup button and it's going to start looking for the hat press. Now I haven't got that turned on at the moment, so I'm going to press and hold that middle button with the thermometer icon on it and my machine will turn on. Once I do that, the hat press shows up on the screen here, so now I'm going to go and select connect. So it's connecting to my hat press and now it wants to activate that, so I'm going to tap on the I agree to the Cricut's terms of use and then press the activate button. So now it's going to start heating up the hat press and I'm ready to go on and make a project. So I'm going to press done here and now we're ready to go. So I have my hat press, my hat pressing form, my cap, the purple heat resistant tape and my design that I've cut with my Cricut and then weeded. And I've also cut around the outside of my design just to trim off any excess transfer tape. Now, once you've removed any packaging from inside the cap, undo the size adjustment clips if there's any, pull out the sweat band and place the cap onto the hat pressing form. So I'm going to turn this upside down, pop the hat on top, making sure that sweatband stays out, and then smooth that down onto the hat pressing form and make sure that there's no gaps in between the cap and the heat pressing form itself. I'll just smooth that down there and then I'll just turn that back over and I'm just going to do this clip back up just so that it stays in place. Okay, so I know that that's nice and smooth and there are no gaps. Now when you're putting your design on, you're going to want to leave about 1/4 of an inch between the bill of the hat and the cap itself. So I've kind of got a bit of a line there that is about 1/4 of an inch or about 1/2 an inch there. So I'm just going to make sure that my design sits just above that. If there's any tags on your hat, you might want to also take those off. So now that I've got my hat ready to go, I'm going to power on the hat press by clicking and holding down that temperature button there until it beeps. And then that's going to start heating up. I'm then going to go to the Cricut Heat App and tap Start New Project. So I need to tell the app what kind of material I'm using. So I tap on the select button there, and my little project here is made of holographic sparkle iron-on, so I'm going to tap on that one. And then I need to tell it what my hat's made out of. So always check the tag that's on the inside of your hat, and in this case this one is 100% cotton, so I'm going to tap 100% cotton, and then I'll tap next. So it's going to tell me what the recommended settings are, and in this case I'm going to preheat the blank for 5 seconds. I'm going to press for 90 seconds, and then I'm going to do a cool peel, and it tells me that it's going to be using the medium heat at 155 degrees. So what I need to do now is go down to the bottom here and press Send Settings to Hat Press, and now the heat press is going to heat to the correct temperature, and it's telling me that it has about 30 seconds or so to go to get to that temperature. So I just have to wait for that to happen. And once that gets to the correct temperature, I'm going to preheat my hat for the 5 seconds. So I'll just put that down there. I'm going to grab my hat and then get the hat press, and then I'm going to put that onto the hat itself here, and I find the easiest way is just to hold on to the bill. So then I'll just put that on there and press the power button, and then I'll just move that across for the 5 seconds, and then the app's going to tell me when my 5 seconds is done. So next I'm going to apply light pressure for 90 seconds, but I've got to put my design on here first. So let's go and do that. So as I said before, we're going to put the design about 1/4 to 1/2 inch above that bill. So I'm going to pop that there, and you can fold your design in half. It won't hurt the design itself, just so that I can kind of see where my midpoint is. And I've got this seam down the middle here, so I'm going to use that to line that up. And that's going to be on there. Now don't worry that your hat's going to cool down. The preheating process wasn't to actually just warm it up. It was basically to get any wrinkles out of it and any excess moisture that might be in there. So that can cool down, it doesn't matter. So now I need to get my tape, and I'm going to tape my hat on all 4 sides. Or I'm going to tape my design to the hat on all 4 sides using this tape. So I'm just going to pop one piece here like that. And I'll start with that one using my midpoint as the guide, and then I'm going to just tape that to there, and then I need to put tape on the other 3 sides as well. And I'm just smoothing that down as I'm doing this. Okay, and now I can see that it's buckled there, so when I go to put the tape down on the 2 sides here, I'm going to lift this up so that I can just smooth it down properly. Okay. And one more. So just smooth that down, and then I'll just check and make sure that my design is flat on the cap. And by using all that tape, I know that when I start ironing, because I'm going to be moving this to left and right, I know that my design's not going to move because it's been taped securely down. Okay, so let's make sure that that's all ready to go, and we are. So now the app's telling me that I'm going to be doing the next step, which is apply light pressure for 90 seconds. So again, I'm going to just pop this onto the hat, and then I'm going to be moving it left and right. So I click that green button and then just start slowly and steadily moving this left and right. And I'm keeping a watch on that app because it's counting down for me. Okay, 5 seconds to go. And we're done. So I'll put that back in the safety base. And now my next step is to do a cool peel. So I need to let this cool completely down before I remove the tape and the transfer tape. So I'll be back once that's done. So I'm actually going to take this hat off the base so that it cools down a bit quicker. And you can actually take your hat and put it down onto a cool surface. So even your desk is probably going to be cooler, and that will speed up the cooling process. Okay, so my hat feels nice and cool now. So I'll turn that over, and then I can just peel off this tape, and the transfer tape should come with it. Just peel that off. There we go. So there's my completed project. So hopefully that's shown you how easy it is to create a custom hat project using the Cricut Hat Press. I thought I'd quickly go over some info you might be wondering about. You can use non-Cricut hat blanks for your projects. Just make sure you check the label on the hat so you can select the correct settings in the app. So here's a couple of other hats that I've created. They're all non-Cricut blanks because I don't have any of those yet. You can iron on to the bill if you're using iron-on, but not if you're using infusible ink or sublimation. The temperature that's required for those two is just too high, and that can deform the shape of the bill. The hat form itself contains a layer of walnut shells, so keep that in mind from an allergy perspective. The walnut shells are used for moldability, as well as it gives you a firm surface to iron on. The hat press has an auto off feature, and it will power off after 13 minutes of inactivity. It will beep 30 seconds prior to powering off though. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can with an answer. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.